Okay, just in the beginning of the video, there are already 3 things that should not be in City Skylines 2, but here it is. So the first thing that I noticed are sloped pedestrian paths. So it's back. It's back, guys. So if we look at our build here, we got sloped pedestrian path. Steps would have been a great upgrade, but it doesn't appear like it's gonna be in City Skylines 2. So we're gonna have slopes again. And from the Behind the Road Tools Developer Insight Part 1 video, there is a closer view of that pedestrian bridge, and it does appear to confirm that we are having sloped pedestrian path. I could still be wrong, and I would love to be proven wrong, but it does appear that we will not have steps or stairs on the incline of pedestrian path. Greetings, fellow mayors, this is Captain Obvious, and in today's video, we are going to highlight the good, the bad, and the disappointing from the Road Tool Dev Diary video, Feature 1 Road Tool Notes, and the Behind the Scenes Road Tools Developer Interview. And the second thing that I noticed in this shot are this. So this looks like fresh soil. So if you look at our build here, you know, this definitely looks a lot better, right? I'm using mods for this. So yeah, I would have preferred this, but yeah, so the soil is back. And when we come back to here, the other thing that I noticed are shadows. The shadows are dark. This is a little too dark. It should not be like this. So if we come back to this scene, you notice that the shadows is very light. You know, you can still see the details. You know, this is a great view, right? You can still see pretty much everything. And unfortunately, we have that in Cities Skylines too. Another thing that I noticed on this shot is, check out the trees. So the trees can be parallel, and it could also be offset. So if you notice, this is not, you know, directly against each other, while this is. And the other thing that I noticed on this shot is, what's going on here? Look at the traffic. Let's play it. See that it stopped. Why? Why are they stopping there? There's clearly no vehicles in front of it, and it just stops there. I don't know. So in this scene, you notice there's speed limits. Okay, that's nice, but why is this in front of a post? So this is definitely a mistake, or I don't know. But yeah, we have that. And another thing confirmed are pets. So we still have pets in the city, so that's a good thing. And the other thing that's back is a bland sky. So we have no life in the sky. In this shot, I enjoy this. So you got intersection marking tool that's automatic, and the complexity of this is great. I have never really used intersection marking tool. I know it's good in CS1, but it's just time consuming for me. So I enjoy that it's going to be automatic. And again, we can see the shadows everywhere, but the shadows might be at time of day, so maybe it's becoming evening, so that's why it's dark. So let's compare that to City Skylines 1. So right now, if you look at my time of day, it's 11, and if we switch it up to, let's say, so when we switch it up to like 6 o'clock, it's still not that dark, right? You could still see the details. It's pretty clear. And the other thing is, you can see the grass. Look at this texture, right? And yeah, just try to remember the texture, and then we're gonna compare it to City Skylines too. So here the texture might be zoomed out, so we're gonna see when we have a closer or a more zoomed in view, and then we can have a better look at that. All right, let's take notes on the speed limit, because I don't know if you could change the speed limit. So this is 45, while this is 35. So it might be possible to change the speed limit. So that's a good thing. And also from this view, there are many types of cars, which is nice. And this looks like a Dodge Viper, which is very cool. So in this shot, check out these buildings right here. These are pretty thin. So I'm guessing this is attached here. So if this was in City Skylines 1, it's probably a 2 by 4. And then here is a 4 by 2. And then this is attached to this thing at the end. So these are fairly thin buildings. I would really prefer if they were thick, you know, something like this, but it doesn't have to be a unique building. So I'm guessing this is a unique building or a service building. I was hoping that, you know, the zonable buildings would be thicker and bigger, so we don't really have to get like, you know, a content creator pack or something. But I guess this is what we have. Okay, so from this view, again, it's confirmed the sloped pedestrian paths are there. You could see a bridge for the pedestrian. There's suspension on it, which is cool, but this here is definitely not cool, right? I would have hoped that this is like gone. And again, the shadows are dark. Yeah, lighter shadows would be nice. So I guess it's gonna be a mod again, or I don't know. Hopefully, you could adjust the strength of the shadows. Okay, now that we're here, so it's confirmed that pipes are underneath the roads, which is good. So I'm guessing that's electricity, water, and sewage, and that's more confirmed when there's a pop-up. But oh, that's the rendering of my thing. But what is this? Why is there a crack here? I mean, it seemed like it attached properly, or maybe it wasn't. But yeah, this crack is always annoying. And we have it, and it seems that we could have up to 6. So we could have a 6 by 6 building. So it's no longer just 4 by 4. Yeah, we got sewage treatment, sewage export, and it's also confirmed that we could poison our citizens with polluted water. So that's a thing again in City Skylines 2. The other thing that I noticed from this is, yeah, so you could upgrade. So yeah, eventually in the video you could create roundabouts, or you could have it back as an intersection. And we have these tools. So this is equivalent to converting to an enclosure or a bridge with suspension, or this is just an elevated road instead of a grounded road. So these are very welcomed for City Skylines too. And the other thing that I noticed is we have 3 different types of residential, and here the industries and offices are now divided. So that is a interesting mechanic, because in City Skylines 1, when you are playing progressive, you could stop building the dirty industries or industries completely and just replace them with offices. All you need to do is to highly educate your citizens, and you will have less traffic because you don't have industries in your city. You just need to export and import goods. So here is showing the different types, which we already have, and we have a grid, and this is the upgrade tool. Yes, so this is grid. I don't know if it's fixed or you could change it, because I really enjoy having like small gaps in between your grids. I may just prefer to build my own grids. In this view, there's something new. So this looks like a cemetery, which is great, right? Because the cemeteries that we have, we need like a variety, right? So we need more of this type, or something that we could decorate and whatnot. And the other thing that I noticed, so these are collector roads, right? So there are 4 lanes. There are, I think, medium or the large roads, and then these are the small roads in City Skylines 1. And then I noticed an even smaller road, right? These roads you could get in the workshop, and now it seems to be available in City Skylines 2, which is a good thing. However, look at this. When it's connected here, I don't know why it's not centered. This should be centered, but it's not. So this is a little awkward, right? You really can notice it from this end. And then here on this shot, it's pretty much the same thing. So we have, you know, the smaller roads, or the tiny roads, I don't know what you want to call it, and these are the regular small small roads. We got parking, and so when it comes to the trees, right, I mentioned trees on the side of the road, but there are no trees in the middle. No tree median on roads. So I'm guessing this is why $2.20. I know that he made this, he admitted, and which is great. Then we got more shadows. This bridge is definitely awesome. It looks great. I like the structure. I like all of this. Yeah, this is one of the best bridges I've seen. I just hope that we have a little more variety. Okay, so this is a much more zoomed in view. And you notice that there is barely any details here. When you compare that to my city, right, with the theme that I have, right, this is a pretty neat texture, right? It looks like grass, and then we got nice gravel over here, right? The detail is pretty good. Let me change the lighting. Yeah, overall this is an excellent view, but again the slopes are back, which is unfortunate, but that's what it is. Or maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. Another neat detail here is we got a yield sign and we got street signs, which is nice. Oh, look at this. Did you see that? We got a ghost rider right here. Look, there's a motorcycle and there's no driver. Another thing that I noticed in this view, which is terrible, is this. You see this? So this is the slope and the building. You know how that happens in City Skylines. So then I guess this is like a fence, so it's forced to go down, right? If they can do this to have a retaining wall on a street, why couldn't they do that on buildings as well? If they did that to buildings, this would not happen. It would be so awesome if if you could just set it up or have retaining walls. That would be nice. That would be really, really good. But unfortunately, we don't have that. So here's a view of a roundabout where you could add it in, and there are different sizes. However, my question is, so you have the tiny one here. Can you only put it on intersections, or could you also add it on the end of the street so you could make cul-de-sacs, right? Because that's something missing. Cul-de-sacs would be great. Like if you could add this at the end of the street, that would be awesome, right? And then you could have it zonable, right, around it. That would be great. I don't know. We're gonna have to see. Okay, here's a closer view. So again, the texture is not that great. So I guess we're gonna have to hope for a theme mixer. We have different size trees here, which is good. Dead trees as well. I hope you have a ploppable dead tree, because that was also a good thing. You know, you can do creative things with dead trees. All right, so we have a closer view. All right, and there's a guy wearing gold, and then we have people running across, I guess, the lane, or it's about to hit red, or I mean green. So I guess they're running to get to the other side, which is a neat thing. Grass, and then trees, and then you got lighting, and you got sound barriers. So this is a good thing. This thing where you could just have it as a street, or you could have no lamps, because lamps is a very important thing in City Skylines 1, because sometimes it goes over or it peeks up from under the bridge. If you could see, my point is sometimes the lamps go right through, right? Yeah, this might be my doing, but it seems like there's enough headroom. But it's a good thing that you could choose not to have lamps on your roads. That's the whole point. So the other thing about this view is, so you can control the traffic on what direction that they should go. So you can choose no turn left, no turn right. However, there is no option to no going straight, so which is unfortunate. You could add stops or traffic lights. That's up to you. But yeah, we definitely need one where you just don't go straight, so you can have just right turn only. In this view, look at that. There's like this little water thing. It's a fountain, hopefully. And we got way too many bikes, or I mean motorcycles. Speaking of bikes, there's no biking in the base game, unfortunately. When it comes to parking, some of them are just a little too close. I mean, this is a tiny car. You could like park a little further back. I love the muscle cars though. Oh, look at that. It's back. Did you see it? Here, we'll play it again. We got the swaying trees. The swaying trees makes a comeback. So this right here, this view is very interesting. So in City Skylines 1, sometimes a car would just like drive right through and just park anywhere, right? But this time they go through the entrance, if you notice. And then there was also a person like going into their car. So this guy is going in, this guy is leaving and is going through the entrance. So I wonder if there's going to be traffic when, you know, people are trying to park. So that's going to be interesting. Yep, so this one definitely confirms that you can't have trees in the middle. So he made this, you know, on purpose by having this roads. This is not recommended. This may cause traffic because the tiny gap here is, yeah, just, I don't know. This is something that I don't do because I know this causes traffic. These are a little too many trees. I hope that you could like adjust this. You could choose what tree to be there. And again, the man in gold. Speaking of clothing, so there are seasons in City Skylines too. So will they have winter clothes like in City Skylines 1? Well, I'm guessing there will be, right? It's just a, you know, open question. This shot here is really nice. It's a little earth tone. This is a great improvement where you could create this and there's like, you know, a ramp here. This, however, so this bridge, right? I was hoping that the bottom could be filled in, right? It would be nice if you could have that option to have it filled in and not just empty, right? And then it becomes a bridge. So in this view, we have a few rocks here. I'm hoping that, you know, there are more different options. And we got some bushes, we got some dead trees. I like the dead trees, especially if you can choose to plant them. And the other thing that I noticed that is back from City Skylines 1 is the matrix. Do you see it? Right here. Let's go back. You see that? We are back in the matrix. So the glitch in the matrix happens when you do something like this. So you can see there's no holes on the other side, yet when you go through, sometimes it's blue, right? You can see right through it. So that's what it appears to be on that scene. So if you look again, yep, that's what it looks like. It doesn't seem to be water. Speaking of water, so now on this view, the thing that I do not really like about this is how thin this bridge is. It seems extremely thin. It's like a tape measure stretched out. However, I do like the reflection on the water though, so you can see this. So that's apparent that this is the bridge, and then you got some trees there. I mean the buildings. And then from this view again, you have the sand, you know, the fresh soil and the harsh shadows. We got nice retaining walls though, which is really good. And the retaining walls also goes here. And again, it would have been nice if they could do that on buildings. This is a great shot of the city, right? It's a little earth tone, but I guess it's a theme or the building styles, or, you know, building district type, if it does exist in City Skylines 2. The other thing I noticed is there's only, I guess there's only 2 types of stadiums. So this is like, yeah, this is exactly the same as that, and this is the same cemeteries, but it seems that you only need one, because in City Skylines 1 you need like multiple cemeteries to accommodate the city, but now this seems like it can accommodate like a huge area, which is a great plus, right? That I like. So that was the end of the video. So, and if we look at the actual dev diary, other new things is you can just create a road going across and it will create intersections in between automatically. So that is a great thing. So that means you can create organic grids, right? That is going to be a thing. And if we look at this view, so now you have retaining walls. And again, Ghost Rider is confirmed. We have a Ghost Rider, we got a Low Rider, and yeah. And so it's also mentioned that there are pipes under the roads. And if that is the case, what are these? Not that I don't like them, but that's an interesting catch, right? So we have these even though we have pipes on the roads. So this is the thing that I mentioned before, where you have like a base at the bottom where it's not empty, or you can choose whether the bottom of the bridge is empty or it's filled in, right? That is a great addition to the game. So another new thing is you could add or manually add bus lanes and tram tracks or upgrade them into the road. Yeah, so that's a neat thing. So you don't have to like grab it. You can just simply upgrade it and it will be added. And we see some hedges here. I hope this is an asset, right? This would be nice if we have this as an asset. Pedestrian streets are confirmed, as you can see here. So we have a pedestrian street. This looks like a hedge. I hope this is not like a ploppable building, like a park, which explains why the hedges. These hedges should be part of the assets. And on this view, this is a closer view of that pedestrian bridge across the highway. And I guess they're not showing the slope going down instead of steps. So yeah, that's gonna be unfortunate if we still have slopes on pedestrian path. It would make sense if they were bike paths, but bikes are not confirmed in the base game. So yeah, from this scene we also see different types of plants, so that is nice. So we got yellow, we got green, yeah, and different sizes. We got barks, yeah, so these are nice trees. This is actually a good view. So this looks like a screenshot, and I know in the dev diary on the very last one they have cinematics camera view and I guess screenshot options for high rendering, and this looks pretty good. But again, the shadows are really so dark. I mean, if you go outside right now, you're not gonna see shadows this thick where you can't see the white lines anymore. See how thick that is? It completely removes the detail. You're not gonna see that in real life. Yeah, they need to tone down the shadows. So another thing confirmed are ploppable parking lots. And another thing that is confirmed, so since there are seasons, you need services in order to fix roads, and crashes is also confirmed. But if we look here, these are plow trucks to remove snow, but there is no snow. So where are these guys going? And yeah, look at that. So this one has traffic cones. So we have traffic cones, because there was an accident somewhere. So I'm excited about that new mechanic. But again, these plow trucks, I don't know. It also mentioned that there's a debris. I'm guessing the debris are from the snow. But if these guys are going out in the summertime, could roads actually collapse? Considering that some roads are extremely thin, can bridges collapse? I might be overthinking it, but that doesn't explain why these guys are going out, right? So I'm very curious. So next week's dev diary will be about traffic AI, and it says managing traffic in a growing city was a core part of Cities Skylines, and for the sequel we wanted to bring you a more advanced system to make the city feel more realistic and alive. And I think I mentioned that in the video where, for example, the parking, they actually drive in and out, which is a neat thing. And also you saw the people, like when they're crossing the street and when the light is about to turn green, they started running across, so that's pretty neat. And there's also the mention of car collision. I hope there are like different types of car accidents. What I mean about that is so that we have like different views, right? Different how it looks like, so we don't see the same type of accident all the time, right? So we want at least maybe 5 different types so it looks different. It looks fresh. Yeah, I'm very interested on how that's gonna look like, since we saw that there are traffic cones. So there's probably, and they also mentioned that police will be there in order to clear whatever happened in the accident. So yeah, that's gonna be exciting for the second dev diary next week. Okay, now we're gonna move on with the developer interview, and in the bottom it says game footage captured in beta builds. So that means everything I just said may not come to fruition. So there is still hope for stairs on pedestrian path. Okay, check us out, check us out. Bam! Do you see that? It says overlapping items and distance too short. So not enough D. And we got that popular curve on that road, and look how jank that bridge has become. But here, look at that. You see the traffic over there on the hearses? Like, what's going on there? Is that prone to collision? Are we witnessing an accident? What's going on here? So here, Aura is going to show us how to do the roads going right across to make auto intersections. But what I noticed on this view, look, check out how small this square is, right? So it seems like a tile is just this small. So that is a very small space. So I don't know how that's going to work. Maybe you can unlock 4 tiles at a time. It still seems very tiny. Like this can all fit in there, right? These are tiny tiles. So here's another example of a road going right through and making auto intersections. And here we have it again. And if we pause, we have our, very annoying alerts like overlapping items, distance too short. So it doesn't appear like we have anarchy. Again, it's still in the beta version, or at least this view. I also noticed a metro line underneath and a route over here which collides to the earth for some reason. The ship path, you notice on the bottom right, that hits the earth. So here it's confirmed that we have parallel road tool, and you can also adjust the distance between the roads, and it could go as thin as 0.5, which is a neat thing. However, what happens if you have like one road and you want to make it parallel? Does that mean you have to delete the whole thing and redo just to create that parallel road? I hope that it's possible where you can, like add a road and make it parallel. So now there are different snapping options in Cities Skylines too. So you can snap into many different things, which is very, very cool. Okay, so this view right here is quite interesting. So the road, you could still have you could possibly build things under the bridge. So you can see the zoned area is still there. In Cities Skylines 1, that zoning will not appear because it is under something. So on this scene, I have to say, look at the trees. The trees look awesome. Look at the details on that. I mean, we haven't seen this view before, and there are no grass, but that's okay. I love the texture of the trees, so this is very exciting. And here, I think everyone's going nuts that you can stack roads on top of each other. So there's gonna be memes coming in the future. Here we have buildings just popping up. I hope they don't make it exactly like that. I want to see the construction, right? Because that's always cool. Then from this view, notice how the guy is adding tram tracks right in the middle. So that's cool. And here he just changed it into a pedestrian path. And this is a very, very cool view. That is so nice. And check out that gold guy. He has black pants. So that's nice, right? He's got different attire. And look at the background. I love, the buildings. Everything is mostly square. So it fits into the theme. The parking, there's a truck over there. Yeah, this looks really cool. I'm really kind of hyped to play the game already. And now there are some vanilla interchanges. So that's really cool. And I really hope that you can create your own. And of course, save it in the workshop or in your own inventory. And just, recycle and use. Okay, so here we have parking lots confirmed. We got small, medium, large. But check out the car coming in. The top right, that gray car. It just went through the sidewalk. It didn't go through the entrance on the top left. But I gotta say, this view is awesome. Look at the details. Oh no, did you see that? Did you catch that? Look at it. See this? That's a node. It's not a slope, so it's jank. And other than that, here comes the Ghost Rider again. Look at him. Oh, this is what I mean about the node on the slope. So if you look at it now, it is absolutely perfect. But if you were to add a road in between, what happens is it becomes flat, right? And this is not really good. There is a mod that you can use to make that into a slope, and that is something that we want in Cities Skylines 2 as a vanilla thing, right? And the other things that I noticed that they did not discuss in the road tools is having the move it mod function. So that is very concerning. So we can't do things like this where you could like raise roads and things like that, or creating perfect slopes. So that is extremely important, being able to do this, make that perfect slope so easily and so quickly. This needs to be in Cities Skylines too. And they also didn't mention about adding or removing nodes. So for instance, adding a node here and removing this node there. This is very important, and this is tools or road tools related. I'm very worried that they did not mention this at all. And that ends our road tools review for Cities Skylines 2. What do you think they should fix or add? Write in the description below your rating in priority 1 to least important A5 of things such as move it features, I would rate a 1. Stairs on pedestrian paths, I would rate a 2, while Ghost Rider, he will be a 5, and so on. Next week, we'll review the traffic AI. If you enjoyed the video, hit that thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. This is Captain Obvious. Thank you for choosing to fly with Obvious Airlines. Have a great day, and I will see you in the next flight.